All right. Welcome everyone to the New Oaks AI podcast, episode 42 already, Ray. Can you believe it? This is May 13th, 2025 here in the US, looking at May 14th over there in Beijing. So good to
Yep.
have you here, Ray. How's everything?
Everything's great. So it's getting into the summer. Yeah, the weather is hot, and also the AI trending is getting hot. Competition is coming, so everything's going great.
Yeah, love it. A lot of shifting going on too. Again, the sands are moving as always. It seems like in AI, and we'll just
Uh,
get right to it. Ray's got a hard stop tonight because he's got to get to the train station, so we're just going to make sure we get in and out of here as fast as possible. The
yep.
day's updates are really about OpenAI today, with a big shift. With is it Fidji? How does he pronounce his name? Fidji
Yeah,
Simo.
Fiji. I don't know.
Fiji?
Yeah,
Is it
maybe.
Fiji? Okay,
Yeah, it's
makes
just yeah.
sense.
It's female. Yeah,
Oh, it is a female. Okay. I haven't even
yeah,
seen her face yet. So she's
yeah,
just been
yeah.
appointed as the CEO of applications, reporting directly to Sam Altman, which kind of gives him a more of a leadership role than feeling like he's probably, I mean, he's been there the whole time as a leader, but let's look
Yeah.
at it from maybe now he's going to open up a whole nother sector, it sounds like, to the process. You want to tell us, Ray, what is going on over at OpenAI right now?
Yeah. So I think the hearsay is that Sam Altman claims that he wants to focus on research and technology and the product. So he hired Fiji just to I think to manage the development of applications
Mhm.
so that to relieve to free himself from the daily task of managing the company and also do the regular stuff.
Mhm.
So I think it's a good thing for OpenAI AI. I think Sam Altman's strength is in strategy and also fundraising, but he's not strong in technology. So
Yeah.
I think in the past year we can't. A lot of people, developers or entrepreneurs are feeling that ChatGPT is lagging behind in terms of autonomous coding, AI
Mhm.
coding, and
Mhm.
also in the core advancement of the large language models. I don't see OpenAI have done a lot.
They
They
haven't
just
lately.
yeah, they just released the Ghibli style for all image generation feature and also some like text audio feature. I mean, those are minor advancements, right?
Yeah,
They're
that's
not
little stuff.
major, yeah, major breakthrough. So,
True.
and also I think Anthropic or Cloud is catching up in the game.
I would think so. I think
That's
they've got a better head on their shoulders, to be honest. There's more of
yeah,
a stability to Anthropic than there is to OpenAI. And what was
yeah.
this all about? This is the thing that really kind of freaks out. Why is OpenAI buying Windsurf? I mean, it's a AI coding startup. So what's so special about Windsurf right now?
Yeah, it's good question. So I think the for this year, AI coding is becoming the number one hot
Mhm.
direction or the number one hot business that everybody was focusing on. Well, the reason is that for large language model for the application in the sense of building apps or applications, I
Mhm.
think AI coding is the first tool or first area that AI can actually did something useful.
Now, do you
Well, the
think
reason,
that's going to be part of his whole concept of his for profit though aspect? Is that why they went on this end? Because what I want to do is back up a little bit because I
yeah,
kind of jumped
yeah,
ahead there.
yeah,
When we look at the structural update that's going on over at OpenAI, we've just replaced the CEO with a new female who's going to step up to Sam Altman's position. So
yeah,
that allows the nonprofit to retain control of the for profit,
yeah.
correct? That's how that's going to work. So, what is this public benefits corporation, the PBC that he wants to create for this? Seems a little outside of the scope of what OpenAI was always going to do, which was remain open source, remain publicly available, and now they've and nonprofit as well. So they try to speak of mission continuity, but is there really any kind of mission continuity when you have two different arms of the company like that? It seems strange to me.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it is strange. So yeah, the
are you feeling
PBC
the same
is kind
vibe?
of
Yeah.
a,
Yeah.
yeah, I do. Because I think Sam Altman is trying to wear two hats in the same time, right? One
Yeah.
hat is a nonprofit, the AGI hat, and the other hat is that he's feeling the pressure of the shareholders, and you know, and the fund the fund is not enough for, because OpenAI I think burned 5 billion a year. I mean
Yeah.
5 billion.
Yeah.
So
Easy.
it's not sustainable, and no one can continue to fund OpenAI for that big amount of money. So
Not
I
for the
think he's
nonprofit. Yeah.
working on to make it public, right, to go IPO. But
Mhm.
in the same time, he cannot break his rule or his original mission
Yeah.
to make AGI for the human being, right? For the benefit of human being, not a private business. So he's
Mhm.
trying to maintain the two pillars of his mission: for profit and non-profit. So that's
That's
what
what I see.
PBC came from.
And I can see why you
Yeah.
would do that for the sake of your shareholders, but I just see that he's breaking a what you might call an oath to your consumer, the thing you set out to do in the beginning. And
Yeah.
like we said, he's trying to maintain a mission continuity, but I think in doing what he's doing right now, I think he's gonna break OpenAI one way or another. It's just not gonna be the right move for him to make right now. I don't think it was at all. It's a
Yeah.
weird way to go from the position that he's in right now. Uh, they
Yeah.
seem to think it's going to move their position to a more strategic and stronger landing point for apps and software integration, but where does that put them then? Are they going to be developing the apps so that all the little guys who've been incorporating chat gpt into their apps are now pushed out of the way for the sake of what they want to develop for profit? That's what I see happening.
Yeah. Right,
It's
exactly.
just
So that's what I think it could be. It's a weird move, right? I mean, OpenAI is becoming like Microsoft.
Mhm.
So I think what they should, I mean, if ideally, I think what OpenAI or Sam Altman should do is that they should focus on the core technology, right? Make
Mhm.
the large language model better and better, and get GPT-5 release, which is going to be a major breakthrough. Instead
Yeah.
of hire someone to build small applications and compete with small business owners like you and me, it
Mhm.
doesn't make any sense for a company carries a mission to reach AGI, and then all of a sudden just spend money to compete with their customers,
Mhm.
which I think Anthropic is smarter in
You would
that
think.
regard.
Yeah.
Anthropic, because they focus on building APIs, right? They
Mhm.
empower,
Developers.
entrepreneurs or
Yeah.
developers
Yeah.
to build small apps instead of they build apps directly to compete with the developers or entrepreneurs. So I'm feeling very strange that OpenAI is taking that route, and also I think they don't need some new CEO. I think they need some chief scientists like
Yeah.
EZsite to
Yep.
keep innovating, right, on the core technology, even disrupting the transformer model. Transformer model may not be the best model. I think
It's true.
there are a lot of room of improvement. So that's what, yeah. So that's, I think, but in the same time, I think Sam Altman is he's feeling great pressure in terms of competition, right? Both from DeepSeek and also Anthropic. So
Mhm.
that's why he's acquiring Windsurf to trying to compete with Anthropic or Cloud, because Cloud is so much advanced in terms of autonomous coding. He cannot divide. I mean, I think GPTs cannot focus on improving their coding model, but so that's why they acquired Windsurf. Thought the Windsurf
Makes sense.
may, you know, compensate their lack of coding features, advanced features. I think
Yeah.
that's a, yeah.
Oh, sorry. How big is the team over at Windsurf? Do you know? Is that a big company or is
No,
it
it's a
just a
small,
small team?
very small team. I think it's less than 15 people.
Oh,
very
really?
very small team. Yeah, and very new. I mean, barely, I don't know, barely 2 years. Not
Mhm.
even, yeah, not. It's a new and small company. So that's that's a story. I think it's good for a startup to, exit and sell their company to a big tech company like OpenAI.
Mhm.
It's good for a startup, but I'm not sure it's good move for OpenAI
I don't think it is.
because
I think it's a big
yeah,
mistake.
yeah,
Let's see.
because even though they acquired Windsurf for by the way, Windsurf is very similar to Cursor, but
Sure.
from what I hear,
Yeah.
what developers said is the
Yeah, it
result, the
comes with
code
it, doesn't it?
is better than Cursor. So I think that's they're feeling the pressure.
Oh, that's their big
In
competitor. Yeah, okay. That's
Yeah,
their main
yeah,
competitor. Gotcha.
yeah.
That
So
makes sense.
AI coding is the hottest business this year. I
It really
think.
seems to be, isn't it?
Yep. So I think, I mean, eventually AI would change the world by autonomous coding, not directly. I don't think a large language model can
Mhm.
change everybody's life directly. So it
No.
will go through the other route, right? Use AI coding to empower small business, and the small business is going to use large language model to build a lot of useful and fun AI agents, tools, apps, websites.
Yeah.
With those, yeah, ecosystem, AI in power ecosystem, then humans' life is going to be improved by AGI. That's my thought.
Can't wait to see it. And this is obviously, if this were to be a publicly offered company, I'm sure the stocks would have went crazy. But
Yeah,
being that it's not this time, but other stocks are moving in the market right now, right? And honestly, I haven't even invested in anything AI at all. I'm considering it. I've talked about it. I've mentioned it to people, and people I know who invest are, very much moving in that direction because they're not sure where it might go and they want to be on that FOMO end, where they don't want to miss out in case something does jump really large. But Google stocks dropped 7.5% on May 7th,
yeah,
mostly caused by Apple's EdiQ, predicting that AI powered search engines will
yeah,
outpace traditional search engines. So it's like,
yeah.
well, no more
That's
Google search. We'll just get rid of that. That was no longer worth investing in, I'll say.
well,
But
yeah. I
you
think
don't see that
it's
happening,
a
do you?
it's a big. I think it's a big sign that AI is changing, is shaking the world already. Because Google, I mean, in the past 5 to 10 years, never has a 7.5% drop for a $1 trillion company. Have
Never.
never done that before.
It's a big loss.
So yeah, it's a big loss, and it's indicating, it's even worse. I think it's indicating that AI is it's silently changing the world. In the meantime, I think Microsoft's stock has gone up,
Yeah,
versus, yeah, it's, I think it's worth more than Google's, I mean, market cap, which
makes sense.
means that, yeah, well, the reason is that I also talk to a lot of people, I mean, in the AI business, or I think people are starting to use chatbot
Mhm.
to search instead of have to go to Google. So I know a lot of developers, they're used to go to Google every day, go to Google, whenever they have some questions or issues about the programming or software engineer, they
Mhm.
always use Google to find the
Mhm.
result. And nowadays, I think more and more developers and entrepreneurs use either ChatGPT or DeepSeek or Cloud
Yeah,
to find answers directly. So it's eating the market share of search,
makes
which
sense.
means Google.
It
Yeah.
will.
So
I
I
can
think,
totally understand that. And
yeah,
it's going to be an investment reaction, obviously, because a lot of
yeah,
people have been investing in Google for years. Though when it comes to Google, I've always had a sore spot for their products because they just like to throw stuff at the wall and see if it sticks. And if it doesn't stick
yeah,
within the first few months, they just take it down. And there's been
yes,
others that they've left in process for a long time and people got accustomed to using them regularly. And then just out of the blue, all of a sudden they decide, oh, well, nobody's using it. Really? What
yep,
about all of us who are? And they just
yes,
dump it and then you're stuck trying to find a solution. So I don't normally rely on Google products myself, except for Gmail, which It's kind of
Yep.
disposable anyway, but you can look at it for what it is. It's a very convenient process. So, and it connects to just about anything. So there's ways that it's used that we tend to, incorporate into AI all the time, especially when it comes to emails and databases and sheets and just about anything. Google works with AI. So it's
Yeah.
easy to incorporate. But if it were up to me, I'd stay away from most of their products myself.
Agree. Other than Gmail, Gmail is the only thing that we cannot live without, right? Other than
Totally
that, so
agree.
everything is replaceable.
So I
Yeah.
see this. I see this. We're talking about coding websites and autonomous coding. We may as well roll right into EasySite. And there's some name changing going on. What's going on, Ray? What happened?
Yeah. So we recently decided to get a new domain name because
Oh, okay.
EasySite it looks not very not very fun or not very lovable. I would say that it's not very intuitive. So the full spell of EasySite appears to be more intuitive.
Oh,
When
okay.
people say EasySite, they will, what comes to mind is EASY
That
SIT, right? Instead
that
of
makes sense
E.
outside of the US, but I guarantee you inside
Yeah.
the US, we're all very accustomed to the two letters easy. That's just
Yeah.
something we have associated with easy for a long time because of the television advertising that we're up
Yeah.
against a lot of times here. It was used all the time on fast, like infomercial promos and stuff, like easy button
Yeah.
stuff. It was easy, easy, easy. And so we got used to it, but I'm sure most of the world
Yeah.
doesn't look at
It's
it that
more of
way.
a spoken word. I agree
Yeah,
with you. You're not the first one. You're not the first one to tell me that.
sure. I
Actually,
get it.
yeah, another friend of mine also told me that EZ is like easy pass, right?
Yeah.
It's very easy to remember. I think in the US.
Easy
Yeah.
to
So, but
remember.
yeah, yeah.
We could
But
go
the
on with
good
it
thing
all.
is that we keep both
Yeah,
domain name. We just use the EZsite, which is more formal. I think it's
sure.
a little more formal. EZ is a little more spoken. So I
True.
think both are okay. Yeah.
Little more playful, I think, on that side. So
Yeah.
the rebranding will be taking place right away, or is that something that's
It's
probably already
already in
done, right?
place.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
But and then a UI overhaul, which I was kind of surprised to hear because I'm going to get
Yeah.
into that. I'm going to compare because I went through and I used the exact same prompt
Yeah.
on Lovable, Bolt, and EasySite, and I want to show you the results I got out of that. So, what is this
Yeah.
UI overhaul you're talking about then?
Oh yeah, because I
What?
think our yeah um both I think the dark theme is pretty popular in the SaaS
Yeah, for
website.
sure.
Yeah, but we want to make change, try a different theme. Maybe go to a light theme and
Okay,
make it easier. Yeah, just make a difference. I think right now I'm not very happy with the current UI. It's a little bit clumsy. It's it looks like a startup. So I want it to be more professional.
I
Let me
gotcha.
put it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that
that's
makes
why I
sense.
want to put a UI revamp
Okay. Well, I'm more happy to see a new version of EasySite pop up on my screen
Yeah.
before long. So, and then you've also incorporated, looks like the EU server migration to the global server. That's something that is just going, everything's going to be basically GDPR compliant from here on out, right?
Right. Right.
Or are
That
you, go ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be GDPR. But that migration from EU to global is for New Oaks.
Oh, just for
It's
New Oaks. I'm sorry, I was reading
just
that.
for New
Yep,
Oaks. Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
right. That was for infrastructure. So I apologize. We've got it all on the same page here. So,
Yeah.
so there were some recent feature drops, and is this all then related to the GitHub integration? So now we're back to EasySite. All right, I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure as far as the infrastructure update. So that's the
Sure.
only update over at New Oaks currently, right now, right?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Mhm.
So let's talk a little bit. Well, we only got 10 minutes left, Ray. Let's go
Yeah.
through the feature drops over at EasySite, and then I'll give a quick demo of what I did on that end. So tell us about the GitHub integration. What's going on there?
So first, we allow the GitHub users to use their GitHub account to log in on EasySite. And secondly, we're doing two-way synchronization. It's going to be released this week, by the end of
Gotcha.
this week. So
Mhm.
that way you can export the code to GitHub and modify it within GitHub and then import back to EasySite. Literally, you can do code editing and
That would be really
synchronize
nice.
between GitHub and EasySite. So
Very cool.
yeah, it's very convenient for developers.
And then speaking of development, when you're working with clients, it's obviously going to be much easier now that you guys are opening up workspaces and a team collaboration process so that you can actually have a multi-user environment inside for team projects.
Exactly.
That'll be really
Yep.
cool because I think every agency that works on projects like this, whether it's a website, a dashboard, whatever, it doesn't matter, anything code related, there's always somebody building a subroutine somewhere for something else, and it's always good to have that team benefit where you can work together on stuff. So just the way
That's
it
right.
works. Prompt length optimization, 1,500 word limit. I didn't know there was one, honestly, at the beginning. So is this, it's kind of reducing the amount of prompts you can create so you're
Yeah,
not wasting tokens on a prompt that's not
exactly.
really going to generate something any better, correct?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So we realized that during our during the user journey, a lot of users like to use a big complex prompt as a first prompt to build a project. Cost saving is only one aspect, and the other aspect is that not only for cost saving, if you make it too big, and then the AI is going to create a lot of code trying to accomplish the task, which gives room to the errors
Yeah, I
and the
get it.
mistakes, right? So oftentimes that's what causes the blank page, because if the round of the code is used up for one prompt, because remember, large language model also have rate limit. If the
Yep.
prompt is too big, it's going to exceed the rate limit of the large language model, and then the code is broken. You end up get a blank project. Versus the best practice for the industry is to write a simple, very easy to understand prompt as a good start. Just write a guideline of what's your
Sure.
goal, and then iterate and replace the different features that you have built over time, and then make it more mature and more stable. So that's the best practice. And another, I think it's contradictory with the habit of prompting previously. If you are talking to large language model, right? You want to be very specific about the prompts, but when it comes to AI coding, be too specific is not good. I think is the best practice is let the UI to decide which is the best practice for any functional features you wanted, right? AI always has the best benchmark or templates to learn from. That they have been trained with all of the
Yeah,
best.
they've got it all. It knows
Yeah,
everything. It should know
yeah,
how
and
to
almost
design
knows
a
everything.
plan.
Yeah, so we have to assume that most of the time AI is better than human. So that's why we need to give room to AI, to let
Yeah.
AI to be more creative and write better code. So that's
But
the
you're,
reason.
but you're also allowing the developer to get a little more creative now as well with 3 ways to edit the code. So you have the choice of your AI prompt to make a quick adjustment for something that's conversational input. Then you've got a manual visual edit that you can just use the intuitive editor off to the side, select the little
Yeah,
pencil like we always do, and do some WYSIWYG editing. It's your choice.
yeah,
And then the
yeah,
code edit allows you to actually get within the context of the code and change code structure and do what you want with it. And I was actually really impressed with the way the code writer within the app works. It's just it's got some intuitiveness to it that some other regular apps that people use to code with don't have. I mean, it's just it works
yeah.
and I like it. So I want to jump back to that for a second, Ray, while we got just 5 minutes here to wrap up. I'm going to take everybody over to EasySite again for a minute
Sure.
because I want to show some of the folks what
Yeah,
I built in a moment. And it was very simple. I
yeah,
wanted a client customer portal. Okay. I used to have one from another vendor and it was scrapped by the vendor some reason or another. It was hosted and I was offering people the ability to buy services from me and order them through a website so they could just go in through their portal. Well, this was the prompt I started with, and it was a little long, but it wasn't that long. And I started with this is on EasySite. Everything looks, or I'm sorry, let me go up. It says, I need a modern and clean AI audio video agency client services portal. Client lists, project lists, and service requests should use tiles or cards for adding icons and images to represent projects, products, and services. Front end for customers to log in using email, pass, or Google sign-in. Admin side should have user account data and form submittal process that allows for an a la carte service request by selecting a modal menu. Include categories and services. Now, this is where I can understand you're saying don't go this deep. Don't try to explain to the AI what it should do. Just let it do it. Well, I got that far, and I mentioned some branding, and I asked it to at least include some AI components such as chatbots, CRMs, and digital marketing agency stuff. So this is what I got, and I was actually happily surprised with the results because it broke it down perfectly for what I do. As far as my services, it created the cards that I might need to provide a service. It built the card after the fact to verify what's included in the service, along with the pricing and similar services that go with it. And then I could request that to add to the invoicing. But what I found really stellar in this process was this, Ray, is that I had everything here that I needed to actually just flip the switch. I went to Bolt and I went to New and I dropped the same exact prompt into both of these apps. All right. And let me show you what I ended up with.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
On Bolt, let's go over here. Bolt actually failed the first run. It stopped dead in its tracks and it broke and it never gave me a final preview. So as you see here, it's just now trying to load up. Oh, Ray's going. Ray's breaking. That could be my system blowing his video out. Hold on a second. Ray, you still there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm here. That's a Ray. That's a yeah.
All right. So this was what I ended up with over there, which looks very similar. Don't get me wrong. You see how Bolt managed to go with almost the same type of process, but all I got here really was a simple website. It wasn't really a portal that gave me the ability to produce. It showed the services, but when I selected them, this is all I got. I got this little box, confirm the request, service request has been submitted. So it did what I thought it might do, but honestly, by the time I had built one on your site, I had already watched this one break and had already made another edit to EasySite by adding another prompt to fix this one that was already done. It was literally done before the other two even finished. So when I go in here to see Lovable's concept, let me get in here real quick. I believe it was, let's get in. And then we'll get you out of here so you can get to the train station. But it was really kind of wild to watch them all working at the same time. And this is what I got for a portal on Lovable. So this one was more or less, boom, I get a 404 page on one of my first prompts. It was like, boom, 404 page. There was nothing in the rest of the build. It was just a bunch of front page menu items, really is all I got with some of this stuff. And it never went any further than that. So I got a bunch of 404s on Lovable. Bolt again broke mid-process. I had to reiterate it 2 more times before it even produced a result. And then in there, the result was close, but there's still a lot of weekends there where the dead space lies and it just doesn't go anywhere. But when I go back to the one here, every single time, everything's included. And the Google sign-in even worked the first time I used it. So it was already there and ready to go. All I had to do was log into the site. So if I wanted to sign in, here's my Google sign in. I signed in with Google. It let me in and it built the rest of the project. So you can see the difference between the resulting fabric that was given to me on EasySite versus the other website. So great job, Ray. It's a wonderful.
Very good testing work, Dylan. Yep. So actually, one of our advancements, is that the first project accomplish rate is higher than Lovable and also Bolt.
Oh, okay.
Because we spend a lot of time to optimize it to try to make the first prompt work. Gotcha. I think the first project success rate is about 95%, even 98%, versus we did a comparison. Both Lovable and other competitors is something like between 80% to 90%, but much higher. So Good job, man.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to your video, Ray, but it looks like it
Yeah.
burned out at the last second there. So we'll just leave it at that. I'm going to let you get to where you have to go, Ray. So I'm going to close out on my screen, and I want to thank you for being here as always. So you get to the train station, you do your thing, and we'll see you next week. All right. Oh, there he is.
Okay.
He's back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll wrap it up, Ray. Oh, he's got hands on the keyboard. That's what it is. His camera was falling down. That's why. So we'll wrap it up, Ray. I want to thank you for producing EasySite, because honestly, just my playing around with it for the few moments that I did showed me some of the discrepancies between these apps and how they can differ, and how one can certainly be better than the other. They're not, perfect resemblances of each other. They may look alike, but they certainly don't perform alike. So you want to find out more about what Ray's got going on over at New Oaks and at EasySite AI with the new name, EASYSITE.ai. Go check us out, and you'll be able to just try it for a little bit yourself before you sign up and actually open a paid account and get to see all the new features out there. So Ray, if you got anything to say, go ahead and wrap it
up. Yeah, I would just go to our new domain name, EZsite.ai, and try it out, build your first project. That's all.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, you have a great one, Ray. We'll see you next time. Take care.
See you next week. Bye-bye.